Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this great world of ours. Today is July 12th, 2026, and it is day 31 of my video challenge. Hello to all of you. I hope your day, your evening, whatever is going well. It is about 11:30 my time ish, and I just came back from a walk. And yeah, taking a walk is something that I'm trying to get back into my morning routine because it's just really helpful. I generally wake up in the morning in a very, very low energy state, physically, mentally, emotionally, just very low energy. I've struggled with sleep apnea all my life, and even though I have a CPAP machine now, I never wake up feeling refreshed ever. I wake up feeling tired, and in the last couple of years, it's gotten a lot worse to where I wake up and I feel awful. But what I have noticed is that moving helps, and so in the last 10 years, um, there have been sort of big periods of that time where I would go out and take a walk every day, and I found it to be really helpful. One of the things that I really struggle with in my life is maintaining a habit. Maintaining patterns of any kind at all. My life has generally just been very chaotic, um, and I don't know why I have such a difficult time sticking to a routine. I don't. I want to so bad because I understand how really good they are, how beneficial routines are, how much they help you, what an energy saver they are. They're and an energy producer when you get into good habits. First of all, you don't have to think about everything that you're going to do. You already just kind of have the things that you know that you're going to do, and those are generally the things that you need to do on a daily basis. And then that kind of gets you up and going, and it saves your mental energy for other tasks in the day that you need to take care of. And I don't know why, I don't know, maybe it's been my sleep apnea. I guess it's hard to really focus on things when you're not getting enough sleep. Um, but taking a walk has always been really good, and so I'm gonna try and make that something that I do every day. Um, we'll see how that goes. I mean, I guess this is one of the reasons why I'm so proud of myself for making a video every day for the past 31 days. And it's not been a routine. I make these videos at all different times of the day. Sometimes, I don't even get them posted until after midnight, which, according to YouTube, didn't count for that day. It counted for my day because it was still in my day. I hadn't gone to bed yet. Um, but I don't even have, like, I don't even have a routine for that. No routines. But walking is really good. It just, it's a mild exercise, which is generally all the cardio you need. You don't need to go out and run and bike and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's fun. It's fun to do. But walking is really all you need. And and it helps, you know, get your body moving and increase your energy levels and clear your head, and it's really beautiful out, and it helps you become present. Um, and I'm going to quote, I don't, I saw this on the Ted Lasso show. It's not mine. And I don't know if he got it from somewhere, but, you know, being here in the moment is a real gift. And that's why they call it the present. And that was his little play on words. And it's true. A lot of my life has been spent as kind of a bystander. And there's a lot of pain. I just still have a lot of pain from that, and the trick is not to get caught in that pain, like to let that pain out, right? To You gotta let it out, but not get caught up in it, because then that keeps you in that cycle of, well, I was so busy feeling that pain, I missed out on another week of my life, and then you feel pain about that, right? So it's a real slippery slope. But man, just taking a walk is good. It clears your head. It gets you focused on what's real. Like, there's so much going on in the world. There is so much. There's so much entertainment. Entertainment is a drug. I remember when I was growing up there were a lot of people that really hated television. They did not like the television, all the programming that was coming on. When I was a kid in the early 70s, they called it the plug-in drug. They called it the plug-in drug, the boob tube, because it stunted your intellectual growth. And I agree with that, honestly. I was one of the first kind of latchkey kids. My parents got divorced when I was 7, and so I didn't see my dad except for on weekends, and my mom was constantly busy, not only going to work, but also going to school to get her master's degree. And I would come home from school with my 2 older sisters, and there were times when it was really nice. We'd go out and play in the neighborhood. I happened to have been in kind of a housing area that had lots of kids. It was for young parents trying to get their start. And then there were a few elderly people as well. And it was just this wonderful little community of townhouses, and the kids would all come out and play, and there was always fun stuff to do. But I remember coming home every day, and we would all gather around and watch Batman and the Brady Bunch, you know. And I still have a TV watching habit that I have not gotten rid of. That stayed with me my whole life, even though I had many, many years of not even owning a television, like in the army and when I was in college and, overseas, where I could go and watch TV, but I didn't really understand any of it. But, there's a lot of times where I find myself, when I want to eat, I'll sit down in front of the TV and eat. And that's a horrible thing to do, because you're not really present with your meal. You're not paying attention to what you're eating. You're not in that state of gratitude for this food that is that without it you would die, right? And gratitude, oh my God, gratitude is so important. When I really first started hearing about the gratitude thing, I kind of understood it, but I understood it on kind of a intellectual theoretical level. I'm like, yeah, when you're grateful for stuff, it helps you feel better. But in the last 10 years, I've really gotten to understand that what you focus on is what grows in your life. Period. And so that's why healing. Healing is you, healing is so tricky because you have to come face to face with the pain of your past, because that's what healing is. It's processing the pain of your past. Because if you don't process it, it just continues to circulate within you until you die, and it will just be that poop in the punch bowl that ruins your life. And so, um, in order to process that pain, you really do have to feel it. You have to let it come up. You have to feel it. You have to, um, I don't know, come to terms with it. And that's going to be different for every person. And also, even within each person, it's going to be different for every sort of thing you need to heal. Sometimes you have to understand it. Sometimes you have to um, just acknowledge it. Sometimes you have to alchemize it, where you see, and by alchemize, I mean how you take the pain from that situation and see how it led you uh, into becoming something that you would not have had you not had that experience, right? That's turning that lead into gold, right? Well, yeah, I had this really painful experience, but then it took me down this path in life, and that has led me to something really amazing, right? So it's going to be different, and the tricky part is to do all of that, but then realize that what you focus on grows. And so, and I'm going to tell you, I'm an expert at being trapped in my pain. Well, I could write books on that, and I still struggle with it. And so part of balancing that out and not getting going through that, but not getting stuck in it, is having these other things like being really present, to be grateful for everything that's right in front of you right now, and that gratitude, um, the more you can be present with that, the more it grows in your life. And so, yeah, doing little things like taking a walk and just noticing the just everything that's around you and in your vicinity, in your immediate vicinity, and not watching TV when you eat, and just sitting there in silence with your food, and being really grateful. Um, it goes a long ways. And sunshine, getting out for a walk, having sunshine, that really helps a lot too. We do not get enough sunshine. We we wear a lot of clothing, we put sunscreen on, and mostly we're indoors these days. So most human beings are very, very deficient in vitamin D. If you ever go to get your next time you go for your annual checkup, ask them to take a vitamin D3 blood serum levels test. Check for that. Like, how much vitamin D3 do you have floating around in your blood? And I guarantee it's going to be dangerously low. And that messes up a lot of things, including mood. Mood. I take vitamin D3 supplements. I used to get a really bad cold every year in the wintertime. And as the years went on, it wasn't just a cold, it became bronchitis. I would get bronchitis every year, and I would have to suffer through that until I got better. Um, and then, you know, starting around 2013, I started getting pneumonia. And that's when it really got scary. I was like, oh my God. And that was happening like every 2 or 3 years. I'd get pneumonia and I'd have to go to the doctor, and I would beg them. I would say, look, I know what I've got now. Like, just give me the antibiotics. I've got pneumonia. And they wouldn't, it would go away. Then when COVID happened, I stumbled upon a video where there was a research physician. She's what they call a medical PhD, right? She's a research doctor, and she said that the only link, this is in like June, late June of 2020, and they were trying to find like a common link between everyone who at that point had died from COVID-19. And she said the only commonality that they could see was that something like 96+% were dangerously deficient in vitamin D3. And then she went on to talk about how vitamin D3 is kind of it is the hormone that regulates our immune system. Makes sense. If your immune system's not working well. And what really got me was she said that vitamin D3, one of its main things that it does is that it makes sure that your immune system is both active enough, but then not too active. And what were people dying from was their immune system becoming hyperactive, and runaway inflammation and all the swelling was damaging their organs, and they would die. And so I started taking D3 supplements, and I don't get those colds anymore. I don't get pneumonia. I don't get bronchitis. And if I do get a cold, 3-4 days it's gone. It used to always be 10 days before it was gone, and sometimes longer, sometimes 15. So taking a walk, get your sunshine, especially in the summertime when we got plenty of sunshine. In the wintertime, you're probably going to have to take the D3 supplements. But the sunlight in your eyes also helps your brain do a lot of things. That is very important. So, yeah, taking a walk is magical. And it's so simple. And yet so many of us don't get out and do that anymore. And it's just a simple, beautiful thing you can do for 30 minutes a day to help improve your life. So let's all get out there and take a walk. If it's really hot out, those old pictures where the women were holding the umbrellas up above their heads. That's not a bad idea. A little parasol action to keep the sun off your head. Who knows? Maybe we can bring that back into fashion. Make that fashionable again. That'd be great. So, okay, that's it. I'm done for today. I know I'm ranting. Just call myself Rantin' Dave. But I hope you're all having a great day. And remember that you are more loved than you know, and far more valuable than you can imagine. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.